Out of nowhere, he could feel what he described as a breath on his face as something whispered in his ear in Russian. I believe this is Corporal Leno sleeping. He was awakened by a blood-curdling scream, thinking one of his team members had been grabbed by the Taliban or worse. As Leno was checking over the observation post, he bumped into Wilson, who had also heard the scream. Mott assumed a person had been caught in razor wire surrounding the post, but saw nothing as he scanned the area until something moved just outside the perimeter. Wilson and Lena joined Mott, guns ready, as Lena grabbed the thermal imagers, but could only track Ugly Betty, the dog, out in the distance. Now, mind you, they all heard the same thing there. They all heard the same blood-curdling scream. And there's old Ugly Betty out there barking at something. So Ugly Betty was out there barking at something, but they couldn't see anything. These guys are out there. They're using thermal imagers. They're using their night vision goggles. They can't see a damn thing. But clearly, they all heard a scream, and Ugly Betty was barking at something. But on another evening watch, Zolik was getting beaten down by the heavy heat when he suddenly felt a cold sweep across him. Out of nowhere, he could feel what he described as a breath on his face as something whispered in his ear in Russian. He chalked it up to being tired right up until he heard footsteps above him on the observation post. Thinking it was Smith, Zolk tried to catch him for playing a prank. Dun, dun, dun. But there was nobody there.
He heard someone whispering in his ear in a language that sounded like Russian. Then he also heard footsteps on the roof of the post. He immediately went out to check. There's no one. Zolik turned on the night vision to check the surrounding conditions. Suddenly a figure appeared right in his scope, very close, and immediately disappeared.
It does say here, as Zolik scanned the area around the post with the thermal imaging, he caught sight of what looked like another soldier with bald fists. Zolik prepared himself to shoot, but couldn't until he was absolutely sure it wasn't one of his own men. He lost sight of the figure for a moment, and when he looked back through the imaging scope, the figure was gone. So he did see that figure, whatever the fuck that was.
Zolik began to feel uncomfortable, scared, anxious, stressed.